You're not just another face in the crowd. You're the anomaly the system couldn't predict, the glitch they couldn't debug. What sets you apart isn't conformity, it's your disruption. The world tried to silence you, tried to erase your fire, but you're still here. Why? Because you're the chosen one. And now the message reaches you. Select one and pay close attention. You could be shocked or perhaps surprised by what I'm going to reveal. It's no coincidence that you're seeing this at the moment. This isn't random. This is divine timing. You are not reading this by accident. You were sent here. Your life is shifting. The prayers, dreams, and visions you've carried like weight in your soul are not just hope anymore. They're becoming real. You're moving from longing to receiving, from waiting to becoming. This is your awakening, not just a mindset change, but a total spiritual upgrade. God has always spoken to you, through whispers, signs, people, and moments like this one. The question is, are you listening? This is your heavenly assignment, one that only you can fulfill. But time is moving. The signal is clear. Respond now. Not everyone receives this call. Not everyone is chosen. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to break the pattern. Because you, chosen one, are the glitch that their code couldn't contain. Pause this video and do these 3 actions before we go any further. Click the like button. Add the number 99 to your remark to send a strong signal to the cosmos and increase the message's impact. Your soul already knows that this film is for you. Therefore, if you are genuinely a chosen one, you will watch it through to the finish. You may not survive if you're not prepared to accept this reality. However, your life will never be the same if you do. Let's get started. You may believe that the odd sensations, déjà vu experiences, or heart whispering are just coincidences, but they are not. These are messages from God, delivered only for you. God's voice is rising above the din of daily existence, and the cosmos is working in your favor. Because it bears the weight of fate, it is a call that demands your attention. You start to sense the irresistible draw when you stop and think about it. You are being invited to embrace your mission by something greater than yourself. Consider the moments when a surprising occurrence changed your course, or when a stranger's comments affected you without warning. These are God's footsteps guiding you toward your purpose. They are not coincidences. You have been selected by a divine design that has been subtly developing under the surface of your daily life, not by accident. It's time to pay close attention and quit disregarding these indicators. This is a precious moment. It's an obvious invitation. You are now being called by God. If you wait any longer, you run the danger of missing the moment that might alter your life and the lives of everyone around you forever. The question is whether you are prepared to answer the call with an open heart, not if you hear it. Have you observed that lately your emotions have been whirling around like a storm? Or how some patterns seem to recur in your life, perhaps urging you in the direction of something? These feelings are not random. God is attempting to awaken you from your complacency and preoccupation with these indications. It's God's method of leading you to consciousness when your heart beats erratically, when your thoughts get obsessed with certain issues, or when synchronicities show up. A lot of individuals write these events off as stress or chance. However, these tiny spiritual cues are often overlooked gems. God seems to be trying to get your attention in the midst of your hectic life by waving a colorful flag in a throng. Every odd sensation or recurring experience is a coded message designed to awaken your spirit and get you ready for the task at hand. At first, this awakening may seem strange or perplexing. Why now? Why me? You may ask, yet these are the exact times that show how prepared you are. You are being prodded in the direction of development, change, and meaning. Have faith in these emotions. These are the first indications that God is directing you ahead in a gentle but forceful manner. Why are you still silent? God's voice is full of a gentle urgency. You felt something, sensed something, but you're holding yourself back because of your uncertainty. Maybe fear, uncertainty, or distraction have constructed barriers around your soul. God is gently but insistently questioning why you aren't pushing ahead when the indicators are all around you. It's simple to get sucked into everyday concerns like relationships, work, and failure-related fears. But the longer you wait, the farther you push your fate. What if Esther had rejected her calling? Or if Moses had disregarded the burning bush? You could be passing up a once-in-a-lifetime chance to have a significant influence if you hesitate. God is calling you to awaken, not punishing you. The question is an invitation to examine yourself and overcome any obstacles that are preventing you from moving forward. It's time to stop ignoring the sacred messages that are currently reverberating in your life. Open your heart and accept the calling. Divine signals may appear in a variety of ways, such as an unexpected meeting, an emotional chat, or an overwhelming occasion that leaves you speechless. A stranger's remarks, a book that speaks to your spirit, or an unexpected experience that alters your viewpoint might all contain knowledge. These are God's method of speaking to you via the world. They are not just coincidences. Have you ever encountered someone who appeared to show up just when you needed them to provide you support or advice? Have you ever noticed how some songs, sayings, or dreams really speak to your present circumstances? These are heavenly breadcrumbs designed to direct your course and make sure you're headed in the correct direction. It takes openness and presence to learn to see and believe these indicators. You'll discover that God communicates in ordinary times as well as in spectacular miracles if you take the time to listen carefully. These indicators constitute a holy language between you and the divine, one that will direct you to your particular destiny. We live in a world brimming with distractions, countless alerts, loud thoughts, and demands pushing us in every way. These distractions are like shackles keeping you away from hearing God's voice clearly. God is calling you to search deeper and concentrate your soul on what really matters, even while the world demands your attention. When was the last time you sat quietly and paid attention to your heart without hurrying or passing judgment? Distraction impairs your senses and prevents you from seeing the holy invitation in front of you. Your whole presence, a calm head and open heart, and the guts to say yes, even when it seems unclear or frightening, are all need for God's call. Making the decision to concentrate today entails putting aside anything that diverts you and regaining your spiritual clarity. It's an act of courage, a proclamation that your objective is more essential than momentary noise. God is waiting for you to direct your sight within and understand that the divine purpose you seek is already within grasp. Time is not on your side. God doesn't extend an invitation. There is a holy deadline before tonight and a sense of urgency. Now is your time to listen intently and answer receptively. Saying yes is a pledge to go into the unknown with bravery, faith, and openness. It's not only about accepting. Picture yourself at the entrance of your biggest metamorphosis. Will you be hesitant or will you proceed with courage? Divine alignment becomes possible when your heart says yes. Opportunities arise, individuals show up, and doors open in ways that seem amazing, yet are all carefully planned by God. You have an option. Although it can seem safer to say later or no, doing so runs the danger of missing a significant turning moment. This is an urgent and holy invitation. It is the cry of your soul to rise, to live out your destiny, and to welcome the journey that God has planned for you. This call is not received by everyone. Only those whose hearts are prepared, whose spirits are willing, and whose souls are courageous enough to follow the road God has laid out for them are eligible for this unique and priceless invitation. This is a heavenly endeavor that calls for bravery, tenacity, and unshakable faith. Consider the historical heroes who were selected for unusual assignments. Because they dared to trust in a greater purpose, they heeded the call despite their imperfections. This endeavor is no exception. It's a mission that is specifically designed for you, full of blessings and obstacles, but ultimately transforming. You have been selected by God because you have the strength and awareness required for this trip. You may doubt your readiness, but know this: God's grace will equip you every step of the way. This mission is yours to claim, and it will impact not just your life, but the world around you. Many feel that spirituality is solely about meditation, prayer, or inner serenity. However, God is calling you to more than that. Your spiritual purpose is carried out in the physical world, relationships, work, and the world you live in. God exhorts you to overcome the misconception that spirituality entails a retreat from the world. Action, real effect, healing, building, and serving are the foundations of your mission. When you concentrate primarily on the spiritual realm without addressing the tangible world, you restrict the strength of your goal. God wants you to carry your faith into every moment, every discussion, every choice. This world is full of possibility and significance. It is not useless. You become a potent change agent when you emerge from the spiritual prison and engage completely with the world. It's time to awaken because you are part of God's plan to be a light fighter in the middle of daily life. Every obstacle you faced and every experience you've had contributes to your readiness. You are being prepared by God for a holy task that only you can complete. Although it may be an uncomfortable or perplexing process, it is an essential one. Your compassion, wisdom, and strength are enhanced by this preparation. Consider how a blacksmith uses fire to temper steel. You are becoming a person who can carry out a divine task as a result of your trials. You may experience loneliness, pressure, or uncertainty. These, however, are indications that you are becoming more comfortable in your position as God's chosen vessel. This mission is here on earth, waiting for your special talents and your desire to serve. It is neither abstract nor far away. God's preparation is continuous, and you are precisely where you need to be, even if you can't see the complete picture now. There is a wonderful moment when you answer yes to God's call. A transformation starts that you cannot control, but may truly trust. People that encourage, support, and mentor you appear out of nowhere. Things happen that appear to be timed just so. You discover doors you were unaware existed. This alignment is the result of divine artistry, not chance or happenstance. The cosmos reorganizes to assist your purpose when your heart makes a commitment. You can find yourself making choices that seem led, seizing fresh possibilities on instinct, and going through a flow that gives you momentum and clarity. This is the strength of faith and surrender. By answering yes, you become a part of God's plan, and your life becomes a live example of God's purpose at work. It's the beginning of a journey where miracles become part of your everyday reality. Awareness is the key that unlocks your sacred assignment. It means seeing beyond the surface, recognizing the subtle nudges, and trusting the inner voice that tells you there is more to your life than you've known. God's mission requires this awakened consciousness, a readiness to perceive the divine hand at work. You can cultivate this awareness by quieting your mind, reflecting on your experiences, and tuning into your intuition. The indications you've been observing are not random, but planned calls to awaken. As your consciousness grows, the road becomes clearer and the goal more distinct. Without awareness, it's easy to miss the call or misinterpret it. But with it, you embark into a holy relationship with God, ready to co-create marvels and achieve your destiny. Your conscious preparation is the spark that ignites the road ahead. Every detail matters. The grin from a stranger, a sentence in a conversation, an unexpected chance. These are not insignificant events. Rather, they are heavenly hints strewn throughout your journey. Through every conversation, every incident, and every idea, God is speaking. When life seems too much to handle, it's simple to ignore these subtle clues. However, if you miss them, you can miss the next phase of your assignment. Imagine closing your eyes and going on a treasure hunt. Finding the path that God has planned for you requires that you become receptive to these indications. Listen with an inquisitive and respectful heart. Your life gains depth and purpose when you start to see everything as a possible message from God. As you go, you will be inspired, protected, and guided by these indications. It is not intended for you to travel this path alone. God is always with you, giving you confidence, power, and direction when you're feeling weak or unsure. Every action you perform is supported by an unwavering force. Many others who answered this call before you have had similar uncertainties and anxieties. But by faith, They found a power greater than themselves, a heavenly force that uplifted them and got them through the most trying times. That same power is available to you. Now, keep in mind that God's push is behind you anytime you feel overpowered or like giving up. You are encircled by divine love, supported by grace, and given the strength to overcome any challenge. On this precious journey, you are never really alone. Now is the time to get up. You are being urged to take a position and assert your role by the culmination of all the preparation, waiting, and indications. God has given you a purpose that cannot be stopped by any obstacle, fear, or outside power. Those who choose to rise in the face of uncertainty, suffering, and doubt will change history. You carry on this tradition of bravery and faith. This mission is about the healing, change, and illumination you bring to the world, not just about you. Boldly assume your authority. Now is your moment to shine, take charge, and realize the holy destiny that awaits you. Nothing can go in the way of a heart that has really answered the call, since God has already cleared the way. Your faith is both your wing and your anchor. Transformation comes easily when you answer God's invitation with openness and faith. Your life will start to change in ways that are in line with your innermost goals, mending everyone you come into contact with. It could be difficult for you to let go of old habits, beliefs, or concerns during this transition. However, it will also provide you clarity, serenity, and an unwavering feeling of community. Your path will serve as a live example of God's power and love. Therefore, provide your best response now. Knowing that your life will never be the same, say yes with bravery and confidence. Accept this heavenly calling and embark on the remarkable journey that lies ahead. There were times when it seemed like life had abandoned you and you were completely lost, aimlessly roaming. However, you haven't yet come to terms with the fact that you were never really lost. What seemed to be disarray and aimlessness was really God's gentle soul awakening. Even if it didn't seem like it, you were being prepared, lit from inside. This long, quiet activation process is often concealed under layers of doubt and effort. It resembles an invisible seed that is buried deep in the ground and is teeming with potential energy, just waiting for the right time to sprout. God used every setback and lonely night to help you discover your innermost self and be ready for the next phase of your life. You are now evolving into something greater than you could have ever dreamed. It's becoming harder to disregard the warning flags you used to ignore. You are being called to rise with fresh purpose and power by God's actual activation. Keep in mind that the darkness you encountered was never a blank expanse, but rather a hallowed area where change was taking place. The goal of this voyage is to be awakened, not to be lost or found in the traditional sense. A greater calling, a purpose made only for you, is now being activated in your soul. Accept this activation because it indicates that you are at the perfect place at this moment, prepared to carry out your divine destiny. There are moments when a voice in your head appears to speak in odd ways, such as whispers of unfamiliar ideas, epiphanies, or unanticipated cautions. You could have written them off as arbitrary or even your own fears. What if, however, this voice wasn't really yours? Could it be that God was speaking to you directly? The din of everyday existence often drowns out this tiny heavenly touch, but it continues to nudge you in the direction of waking, like a light shining through a crack. These internal conversations are holy interactions that are intended to help you navigate uncertainty and become closer to your goal. Consider this voice to be your lifeline, a heavenly frequency that is infused with knowledge, inspiration, and even difficulties meant to test your faith. You start to comprehend the profound truths that God is revealing to you when you learn to listen without fear or condemnation. It's a spiritual dialogue that goes beyond language. In this inner place, you are not alone. That voice is the undeniable presence of God speaking to you directly and calling you on. Acknowledge it, respect it, and allow it to serve as your compass as you navigate the unknown and complete your holy mission. You run the risk of ruining what is about to blossom if you rush the process. Similar to this, Your delays have been a bountiful source of protection and hidden teachings that have guided you into the precise moment that God planned. Therefore, accept the waiting as a necessary component of your holy journey rather than hating it. Believe that every delay, every door that has been closed, and every pause has been planned to bring you to this precise moment, where you are poised on the threshold of your divine mission, prepared to rise and shine. The moment before midnight arrives is when your fate will knock on your door. This is a genuine spiritual threshold that you are being urged to cross. It is not a metaphor. God is calling you to fully embrace the life you were meant to live when you hear that knock. The question is straightforward. Are you going to open the door? There is a great deal of opportunity and urgency in this moment. A new chapter full of healing, transformation, and divine purpose awaits you behind that door. But it needs your bravery to say yes and push ahead, even if fear or doubt attempts to keep you back. The courageous are favored by fate. Part of the challenge is that you may not know precisely what's waiting for you on the other side. Faith is the ability to believe that God's purpose is bigger than your worries and to open the door without knowing all the answers. This is your turning point, the spiritual fork in the road that will determine your path. Don't let the opportunity pass you by. Be prepared to respond with an open heart and an unshakable spirit when destiny calls. This is the night when everything may change, and your real objective is waiting on the other side of that door. Examine the times in your life that you wrote off as coincidence, such as fortuitous encounters, unanticipated chances, and odd trends. Heaven had encoded those moments as hidden signals, so they were everything but random. Each one a part of a divine language only your soul could understand. This heavenly code is a puzzle made up of signs, symbols, and synchronicities designed to guide you toward your destiny. When you begin to see these connections, you realize that God's hand is everywhere, gently weaving your life into a tapestry of purpose and meaning. It's like reading a book written in invisible ink. Only when you pause, reflect, and pay attention do the hidden words reveal themselves. These coincidences are God's fingerprints, tiny but indisputable confirmation that you are not alone and that you are profoundly loved and directed. The more you tune into this code, the clearer your path becomes. Your job is to stop dismissing these divine clues and start embracing them as the sacred road map to your mission. Heaven is communicating. Will you learn to read the signs? Dreams have long been a mystical place where our subconscious mind meets the divine. You may have had dreams that left you unsettled or confused, thinking they were just your fears playing tricks on you. What if, however, those dreams were warnings, messages from God attempting to protect and prepare you? These dreams typically arrive wrapped in symbols and metaphors, making them difficult to grasp at first. However, they include crucial advice about what you must let go of or what is ahead. Disregarding these alerts is analogous to disregarding dashboard lights that flash. They are warning signs to pay attention before you put yourself in danger while driving. Interpreting these dreams requires patience, contemplation, and occasionally support. They are precious messages designed to protect you on your spiritual path and awaken your consciousness. They could light the way to your spiritual duty, disclose barriers, or uncover hidden realities. Don't write off your dreams as unimportant. Consider them a direct channel of communication from God, full with wisdom and caution. Learn to hear what people have to say, think about it, and act on it. A crucial component of your awakening is your dreams. When someone leaves your life, it might leave you feeling confused or abandoned, and it hurts a lot. However, what if such exits were the result of heavenly interventions rather than losses? In order to keep you safe from danger, distraction, or derailment, God sometimes removes certain individuals from your path. Your spiritual trip is not intended for everyone to accompany you. Even if they are unpleasant to end, certain relationships teach you valuable lessons that help you achieve more in the future. It's possible that some people hindered you or were barriers you were unable to recognize until they were gone. Have faith in God's perfect timing and wisdom. Each departing individual contributes to a divine pruning process that makes room for your purpose to flourish. Although it may make you feel alone, this is an indication that you are being protected and led to relationships that are better and more compatible. When you look back, you'll see that those who left you created room for new friends, mentors, and allies who will encourage and support you in your divine vocation. Even when it doesn't seem comfortable, have faith in the process. God is keeping you safe. Time is passing more quickly than you think, and there is a countdown taking on in the spiritual world. Heaven is watching and waiting for your response. Your yes is the key to releasing miracles in your life and the globe. So this is not pressure to frighten you. Rather, it is a divine urgency. Holding off on responding is like keeping a treasure box closed, depriving oneself of the benefits and meaning that lie inside. You can feel scared or unprepared, but many great heroes were unsure before embarking on their journey. Grace is plentiful, but time is scarce. Saying yes is all that is required. Every second matters as the clock approaches a holy deadline. Your actions today will influence the lives of many people around you and determine the direction of your spiritual path. This is your chance to embrace your calling in all its glory before it fades. Don't wait for the ideal opportunity. Now is the time. Your response will alter everything, and heaven is watching. Your faith may lead to a future full of divine love and purpose, but time is running short. Overwhelming anxiety may make the future seem unclear, distort your judgment, and feel like a huge weight on your chest. What if, however, that anxiousness is more than simply fear? Could it be a sign from God? God's spiritual voice telling you to change, move, and enter your actual purpose. Although painful, this pressure serves a function. It's how God calls you to action and shakes you out of your complacency. Your spirit is often telling you to abandon old habits and welcome the next phase of your trip when you're feeling restless or unsettled. Try to pay careful attention to what your anxiety is telling you rather than fighting it. It might indicate that you need to make a bold decision or that your present course isn't in line with your larger purpose. This holy pressure is a blessing that encourages you to change and evolve. Acknowledge worry as a precious message rather than an adversary. Allow it to motivate you to go with bravery and trust, knowing that God is leading you through the pain on your path to success. You don't just wake up to your spiritual calling. Because you have a special light that the world sorely needs. God purposefully and lovingly sought you out as a spiritual hunter. God's unrelenting pursuit of your soul is what led to your revelation. Envision the heavenly force that never gives up on you. God has been following you through every quiet moment and dark night, even when you've lost your path or questioned yourself. He has been patiently waiting for you to answer. The fundamental truth is that you are so important that you were picked and sought for. Your awakening is the result of perseverance and love. You have been identified as an important participant in a divine scheme that is far greater than you can fathom. This spiritual endeavor is a call to rise, to stand tall, and to achieve your role in life, as well as an honor. Recognize that your awakening wasn't a chance or accident. You have been led into the light by a holy meeting, a divine quest that has prepared you to shine and guide others toward the same awakening. There were moments when you felt isolated by events beyond your control, totally shut off from the outside world. Even if those times were unpleasant, they weren't arbitrary. Your soul was tempered for the task ahead in this silent forge, which was God's holy training ground. Distractions fade away in solitude, allowing your soul to at last hear the faint murmurs of God's voice. Your inner development benefits greatly from a stillness, which fosters resilience, clarity, and a deep sense of self-awareness. What seemed to be loneliness was really a prelude to a divine plan. Before pursuing their vocation, many great spiritual leaders and visionaries had protracted periods of seclusion. Even though it seemed like a difficulty, this period of time was a blessing that helped you become a stronger person who could handle the burden of the purpose God had for you. Now that training is over, The loneliness goes away as you begin to connect with God and the possibilities and people who are designed to help you achieve your goals. Your seclusion served as the holy foundation for your ascent, thus it was never in vain. Although you may believe that your purpose will be fulfilled in the distant future, you are really experiencing it now. You just haven't realized it completely. Every choice, obstacle, and interaction has been a step closer to completing your divine mission. We often look for spectacular events or large signals, forgetting that God works in the little, commonplace circumstances. The relationships that mold your heart, the lessons you learn from adversity, and the small deeds of kindness are how your mission is revealed. Consider this to be a puzzle. Your experiences are gradually assembling the pieces you've been collecting. You will discover that you have been on this holy path all along when you start to see the wider picture. This is an important awareness moment. It will change the way you live and embody your mission. Realize that you are already moving and a part of a divine narrative that is gloriously playing out. You are not waiting to start.